Welcome to the section Your Creative Journal. The goal of this section is to comprehend what is a journal, what is an artist's book, and tap into your creativity to get started with your own. The section is divided into 5 lessons and they are all hands on, so they will include exercises. Lesson 1: What is a journal? Lesson 2: What is an artist's book? Lesson 3: Letter of commitment with yourself. Lesson 4: The Creative's Decalogue. Lesson 5: Practical exercise. Do a collage. Let's get started. Journaling is the practice of regularly recording thoughts, experiences, emotions, or observations in a written or visual format. It serves as a personal outlet for self expression, reflection, and creativity, helping individuals process their inner worlds and external experiences. From the historical perspective, journaling has played a crucial role in documenting personal and collective experiences, such as the chronicles of the Spanish conquistadores, where forms of journaling blend observation, reflection, and self justification. Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks merged personal exploration with scientific inquiry. Anne Frank's diary is a powerful testament to personal resilience in the face of historical turmoil. Journaling today. This practice has certainly evolved into a widely recognized tool for personal growth, self discovery, and mental well being. Whether used to navigate uncertainty, track creative progress, or capture daily life, journaling remains a bridge between lived experience and deeper understanding. Please go check out Frida Kahlo Journal. There we find the quote: I am my own muse. I am the subject I know best, the subject I want to know better. Many artists have utilized journaling as an integral part of their creative process. Kahlo's diary includes a rich tapestry of thoughts, poems, and vivid watercolor illustration. It offers intimate glimpses into emotions, politics, and artistic inspiration. Another example of great journaling is Kyung Hwa Cho Hoi. Ahoy. I hope I'm pronouncing it more or less okay. I follow her account and it's really incredible. Please go check her web. Contemporary artists use this format as she does, and she has created over 8,000 daily diaries drawings since 1999. She captures encounters with objects, people, and places. She blends poetic journaling with visual storytelling. She transforms the mundane into profound personal art. So, what are the benefits of journaling? Definitely, it can help our self awareness. We can understand our thoughts, emotions, and patterns better. It reduces stress. It releases emotional tension by expressing ourselves. It can create expansion, unlock new ideas, and see from new angles. It can help us clarify our goals. In our journaling, we can incorporate visual elements like sketches, collages, or mixed media. Art journaling opens up a wider expressive range and can be very therapeutic. Do you journal already? So, what are the correct attitude that we can hold towards our journaling? We must stay open and honest. We can be curious and real with ourselves. We should be consistent because even a few words or sketches a day can really help our journey. We should avoid self judgment. It is about the process, not the perfection. We must stay curious and engage with our reflections, follow patterns and insights. This is the end of the lesson 1. See you next lesson. Lesson 2. What is an artist's book? The goal of this lesson is to understand the concepts of artist's book, explore various forms, recognize the potential for personal expression, explore an historical and contemporary example, and consider materials and techniques that we can incorporate in our own journal. An artist's book is a work of art that takes the form of a book, but is not necessarily a traditional book. It is an artist's medium that combines visual art, storytelling, and bookbinding to create a unique, often handcrafted, and deeply personal object. Unlike conventional books that primarily convey text or images in a standard format, artists' books challenge the idea of what a book can be. They may incorporate unusual materials, experimental structures, and interactive elements, making them as sculptural as they are readable. They can be one of a kind objects, and they can serve for personal expression, social commentary, or experimentation with form and material. Some examples of artists' book can be the ones that are made by Heidi Kiley. Please go check her website. She makes wonders and challenges the format of books with what she does. This is a, an image of Monet's garden made by Francesca Crespi. This is a pop-up book that I used to own when I was a kid, and it's for me such a dear object because it encapsulates, without using any word, a whole universe that you want to be part of. Mariana Squaga is a bookbinder that lives in Buenos Aires and is a fantastic artist that documents everything that she does in such a beautiful manner that is really worth seeing how she has extended the use of bookbinding and creating incredible artist book. I have always been, not always, but I was fascinated by manuscripts when I started studying literature. And a great discovery was Voynich's manuscript. If you have never seen this, please go check it out. It's beautiful. And for me, it was a great help to release some shame that I had regarding having so many manuscripts that looked unfinished. Um, yeah, manuscripts can be a great source of inspiration, even though they are not technically artist books. You can also go check out some medieval manuscripts that were written by women. Always is interesting when we are observing some technique and we are usually seeing male examples. Try to dive a little bit deeper and find what was done by women. To conclude, we already know that an artist's book blends literature, visual art, and personal expression. It can challenge traditional book format, and it can be an invitation to experiment with materials, structure, and meaning. Explore, create, and embrace imperfection. So you can create in your journal with all of these techniques that also artists' books use. This is the end of the lesson 2, and now we will go to lesson 3. So here we will encourage you to write a letter of commitment to yourself. The goal is to explore a non-routine way of talking to ourselves. What is creativity? When does it occur? What conditions allow it to flourish? Whether you are overflown with ideas or more structured, strategic maker, you have likely experienced that creativity requires both of freedom and form. To find the balance is the key. Creativity thrives in spaces where structure and spontaneity coexist. While discipline and commitment provide the foundation for artistic growth, true creative flow emerges when we remain open to unexpected possibilities. The key is to strike the balance, creating a supportive container for our practice while leaving room for curiosity and discovery. So, one way of nurturing our creativity is to adopt good working habits so we can allow our creativity to emerge and expand. By committing to your creative self, you're not limiting your freedom but nurturing it. So, a very concrete recommendation is to set specific time to play with your craft or your art just to see if new things can emerge. So you can block a moment in your during your week so you are sure that you will have a date with your creative self. Commitment ensures that inspiration has a fertile ground in which to grow. The next exercise is a heartfelt promise to your artistic journey, a declaration that you will show up, you will listen and honor your creative voice. Identify actions that you can take to provide the best scenario for your creative self. Letter of commitment to oneself. Instructions. Find a quiet, comfortable space. With a pen and paper of your choice, write a letter to your creative self as if you were speaking to someone you deeply love and respect. Imagine your creative self as a dear friend you can always count on. You can include these things in your letter: a promise to your creative self to commit to giving them space, time, and freedom to explore. Assure your creative self that this journey is free of judgment and that they are safe to experiment, fail, and grow. Ask them what they need to feel free and fully expressed. Listen carefully and allow the dialogue to flow. Your creative self has a lot to say. This letter is private and just for you. Keep it in your journal to revisit whenever you need encouragement. So, I really recommend that you create a moment to do this exercise and see what emerges when you start writing to yourself, to the this part of yourself that is sometimes very, very shy and very wounded. So be gentle and as you write, leave space to hear. You may have a lot to listen. Your creative self has things to express. This is the end of our lesson 3. Let's go to lesson 4, the creative decalogue. We'll create a set of guiding principles for our creative journey. So, a decalogue is a set of 10 guiding principles, fundamental truths or commitments that serve as personal or artistic manifesto. Throughout history, artists and thinkers have used decalogues to clarify their values, ground their practice, and navigate creative challenges. There's a beautiful decalogue made by the cinema director Herzog, and he includes the phrase, thou shalt not wait for permission, emphasizing self resilience and autonomy, and also like respecting no one else's rules but your own. No? Marina Abramovich has a beautiful manifesto that is like the principles for the artist's life. And it says an artist should not lie to himself or others, reinforcing artistic integrity. What is the role of your decalogue? It can reflect your own intentions, strengths, and aspirations. It's shaped by your experiences, desires, and commitments. Let it be a living document. Revisit and refine it as you grow, because the principles and ideas that you hold today may change tomorrow. And it's good to always revisit these spaces where we make affirmations, no? Because we change, and this is a living document that you can hold on to. Create your decalogue. Use your commitment letter as inspiration. Extract key themes, words, and emotions from your writing. This will become the foundation of your decalogue. Reread your letter and highlight recurring words, observations, and promises. Choose 10 key statements or rules that reflect your commitment to creativity. Write them down in a way that feels meaningful. Use both letters, colors, or illustrations. Keep your decalogue visible in your journal or workspace. You can stick it on the fridge. Be playful and be you. There's no wrong way of doing this. You can be serious, poetic, visual, whatever you like. It's yours. This is the end of lesson 4. The last lesson of this section is lesson 5, and it's the art of choosing. We will do a collage. The goal is to visually deconstruct and reconstruct the layers of your decalogue. The reason why we're doing a collage is because collage is a great example where decision making is super important. Choosing, cutting, stitching, these are definitive actions. And creativity is about decisions, often uncomfortable ones. There's a tension that is created when the moment of finality happens. While working with clay, for example, we can almost always reshape or start over. No, like before we take the piece to the kiln, we can always recycle the material and start all over again. But there are other actions, there are other disciplines that don't allow us to do that. So, what about in photo editing, theater, or dance? Where is the point of no return? What feels definitive or irreversible in your creative practice? Many of us freeze at the moment of decision. I definitely do. Even in deep flow, a decisive moment can pull us out. Let's embrace the discomfort. Let's cut and stick, choose and ruin. Let's create and flow with no barriers and criticism. We will use glue, scissors, newspapers, magazine, colored paper, your letter to yourself, your decalogue, and our notebook, our diary. Ideally, we can use 2 pages so we have a wider frame to work on. Let's get started. Open your notebook and dedicate 2 pages to this exercise. Revisit your letter and decalogue. Create the background of these 2 pages by painting, applying textures, or layered paper. Break down your decalogue. Write each affirmation on a separate piece of paper. Use mixed media, handwriting, cut from magazines and prints. Construct and deconstruct. Arrange randomly or in patterns. Interrupt, layer, reorder. Visually change your own words. So the idea is that from our decalogue and the letter to ourselves, we can start choosing certain elements of it and create a chaotic collage or a very tidy one, whatever you want. But what happens when we start letting go of the meaning of what one thing, like what happens when we start separating from the very clear view that we have from something. Let's choose words and elements that make from this finished piece, our decalogue and our letter, a new thing that is completely different. Reflection. How did it feel to physically deconstruct and reconstruct your words? Did new meanings emerge in the process? Did you discover combinations that can inspire future work? Please share your work. Upload a picture of your collage or share your workspace or any representative element. Post it in the forum because we're very curious. End of the section. Bye.